Hello everybody. My name is Yombo. This is not a tutorial video actually. We never liked our kitchen the way it looked. As you know, I did the floor, so now it was time to do the kitchen cabinet. We had to refinish it. So what I started doing was we started patching the cabinets because they had some scratches and some, I don't want to say graffitis, but look like the previous owner had some stuff written on, so I had to make sure I patched them up first with this putty, and so we can sand it. If you can see, I'm not removing the doors yet, because it was a great support to keep them on while we're sanding it. So it was easier because I didn't have the table ready and I didn't have the appropriate stuff to hold the door cabinets if I put on the table. So it was easier this way for us to do it. When I removed the door, because we didn't like the hinges, so I had to patch the hinges as well. So we had to put that putty to cover the holes and any other scratches or any other nicks that was there, because we have to repaint it. So as you can see, we patching up. And like I said, the hinges, look, they didn't even work properly. They didn't close those doors the way we wanted. So it was time to change them. And of course, the patches, there was some written stuff in there, like numbers or names. I don't know. Maybe there is something. So, yeah, here we go. So the putty that I used, I bought from Home Depot. It was great. This is the hinges, actually, I was talking about. I hate them. So the putty, actually, it is pink, and when it dries, it turns white. And it dries pretty quick when you use it. So it's a great stuff that I've used before, and that's why I'm using it again. So here we go. We've done remove all the doors and sand all of them. So it was time to paint. So I kind of had to cut the video a little bit. So we start painting using some layers. So when my wife is working inside, I was actually outside painting all the doors. I don't recommend, of course, to do those things outdoors. It's great, but the greatest thing, the thing is, like, with the weather was not great actually that day. I think it was drizzling or something like that. So I don't recommend doing that outdoor. It's better when you paint your cabinet with the room temperature. So here you go. It's done now. And again, like I said, don't let it dry outside. It's better to dry the inside, like a garage space, or if you have a basement or something. It's better for the wood to dry, depending on the wood, to dry inside, and the room temperature is much better. So here we go. We removed the plastics. My wife is starting cleaning already. So a few layers. Now, this was the very interesting part, putting the doors back. So it's interesting. You're gonna have to watch this. I put the whole video. I didn't cut anything, so you can see, especially for people who ask that do I do those things by myself? Did I hire someone? No, I didn't. It shows you that you can do this thing yourselves. You can do this thing yourself and make it happen. It's a lot of patience. Sometimes it's frustrating, but you need patience. And for me, doing this project is actually therapeutic for me. I get satisfaction when I do something and I do it well. I get satisfied. And when I say satisfaction, it's really a satisfaction. If I cannot resolve it, I find a way to resolve it. And when I get it resolved, I get satisfied. And I recommend that to everybody else. It shows you your power of will, that you can do so many things on this planet. So, and then be patient. That drill is very powerful. So when you use it, don't overdo it, because if you overdo it, if you're not patient, it's gonna go through the door, and at that point, or you have to patch the door. It's gonna look ugly, or you're gonna have to buy a new door. So you gotta be very patient. When you're using your screws, they're very little tiny screws. Be patient, drill us, slowly and properly. Like I said, you get a great satisfaction just doing this. It makes you happy, actually, This is actually the other one, the other hinge. So I use two on each door, just to make sure they hold well. I mean, they give you like a scale how many hinges you can use. So that little plastic you just saw, I bought it from Home Depot, and it was a great template for the hinges. It gave you the right place to drill, and I think it's made by Liberty, and that drill did a wonderful job, and I love it. So yeah, so like I say, you get satisfaction just doing these things, and if I can do it, everybody else can do it. Like I said, this is not a tutorial video. This is just to show you you can take on any project you want to and do it and make it happen. Of course, if you cannot do it, of course, call an expert, hire somebody. Hey, it's also okay. It's not a shame. But if you can do it, I'm pretty sure a lot of you can do it. You just hesitant to do your project. Don't be hesitant. You can do it. So for those, of course, we were like, oh my God, you did it by yourself. You hired someone. No, I didn't. So once I was done drilling, you have to make sure that the hinge sit well on that hole you just created. Because if you don't, it's not going to balance the door properly when you install the door. So make sure that it sit well and you put your screw properly. Don't mess it up. But again, patience is the key. You got to know the patience and the purpose of that door and the hinges, what it's going to do. So that's the most important thing. I want you to watch. I might say that door is not light. I'm working. It just show you how hard it can be, but you got to be patient. You got to be patient. I'm not a professional, but you can do it as well. I use one hand to hold the door, and the other one using the tool, the power tool. So I was kind of disorganized. I didn't know where I put the screws. But what I did first was I pre-drilled the where I'm going to put the hinges. So if you don't do that, you're going to mess it up because you're going to be holding the door in one hand and drilling in the other side. So you don't really have a lot of support here. So make sure you pre-drill where you're going to put the screw on your cabinet before putting the door back, or you're going to just mess it up. So that's what I did. So I'm looking for the screws again just to make sure. I think I put it somewhere. So yeah, that's what it is. So here we go. So let's see if I'm going to succeed on this one here, guys. There we go. So I'm holding it with one hand, as you can see. And I have to get the drill and drill, I have a driver to put, I think I forgot the screw somewhere again. So you got to use one hand to hold the door and the other hand to drive the screw in that pre-drill hole that I made. So it was fun. I can tell you that. It was a lot of fun. You feel an achievement by doing that. It's little things that gives you a lot of satisfaction. There you go. I'm putting the screw through the hole that I created already. And now I'm just drilling to make sure that it's okay. Yeah, see, I almost messed up here because you can actually bend the hinges if you don't hold it properly. I almost did in here, but hey, when you work by yourself, sometimes it's not easy. So now I'm putting the second one, and again, it was pre-drilled, so it was pretty forward for me to do. Yeah, you make sure you align it properly because your measurement will determine how the door will sit on your cabinet. So very important, measure properly because they concealed hinges, and if you don't measure properly, the overlay will mess everything up, or the door will be off or on. So here we go. As you can see, I bought the new hinges. They actually soft close hinges. I love them. Here we go. Look at this. Oh, finally, voila! Ha ha! That was fantastic, guys. Satisfaction. So everything is done. Clean the house, clean the cabinet, and I looked at it. I was like, something is missing, guys. I was satisfied, but not totally satisfied. So what I did, I went back to Home Depot, bought some knobs, and installed them on all the doors and drawers. And voila, again, I can say now it's done. You got to always clean after yourself. Let me show you actually run. Now I can say I'm satisfied and that it was a job well done. It's like I have a brand new kitchen, guys. So yeah, I mean, it was a great project. Look at the floor; it was fantastic. It was a great project. If I can do it, anybody can do it. But again, if you're not good with your hands, if I might say, hire somebody. I think it's much easier. So let me show you some before and after picture. This is the before, old school, and this is actually the new one. So yeah, so like and subscribe and share. Okay, bye.